Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health Radio on W4HC Radio, where you can learn to accelerate your body, mind, and spirit to reclaim the true potential that exists within you through cutting-edge wellness, tools, and modalities. Here's your host, Sara Banta.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Accelerated Health Radio on W4HC and W4CS. I'm your host, Sara Banta. And because this is only my third show, I wanted to give you a shorter introduction to myself than last week. But for those who haven't listened in, I wanted to let you know who you're listening to. I'm a health coach, a natural supplement expert, a busy mom of 3 teenagers, 13, 15, and 17. I graduated from Stanford University, also the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and the Invincible Wellness System, which is a program that teaches you essentially how to become your own doctor with natural supplements. I never thought I was going to go into health and wellness, frankly. My life had a different plan for me. And I, like many others in the health and wellness field, was forced to suffer through a lot of health issues in order to find my true calling in life. And eventually my whole immune system, my gut, my stomach, they all broke down and led to issues like Crohn's disease, a lot of bloat, constipation, adult acne, PCOS, heavy metals, fertility issues, insulin resistance, and the list goes on and on. And as I was on my journey for my own health, I was introduced to holistic modalities, supplements, nutrition, and cutting-edge technologies that heal the body. I was always wanting to know the best of the best and what's just coming out. And partially through my journey, my 9-year-old son at the time was diagnosed with leukemia. I had been introduced to a supplement now known as Accelerated Silver, which you can find on my website, acceleratedhealthproducts.com, that I started to give him in addition to cleaning up his diet. But frankly, his diet was pretty darn clean already. And within a year, not only were the cancer cells gone, but the anemia he had and the other nutritional deficiency he had disappeared as well. Now he's my 17-year-old strong horse. He's never missed a day of school from the cold or flu in the last 8 years, and he's a national record holder in crew. So needless to say, he's doing very well and feeling great. His immune system is strong. He's been my inspiration to stay on top of the cutting-edge modalities and supplements that go after curing the incurable and helping my clients live their most optimal lives in body, mind, and spirit. And as I mentioned last week, I had helped both of my girls overcome their health issues as well. Not cancer, but they did have anemia, asthma, allergies, ADHD, and comprehension issues, and much more. I've got family members who had cold sores and heart issues. So I truly believe I was given a family of 5 with drastically different ailments to force me to learn how to overcome all these health issues. Today, my guest, Chris Burris, the founder of SES Research and Vital C, which is a new supplement, C60, that I've been carrying, is unfortunately dealing with a family emergency. So instead, I wanted to talk about what I would do to cure the incurable. This is a question that I had someone come up with me. Sara, what would you do if you had an incurable disease or all incurable diseases? What would you do? And as I say that, I'm not a doctor, and everything I talk about is not evaluated by the FDA and is not intended to treat or cure any disease. These are simply my ways of fighting disease and most all health issues, because I truly believe most issues come from the same source. So I would love for you to send in your questions as well, because I will have time to get to them today. And let's see here. I am getting some questions coming in, and I'm going to talk about all of those things that you just asked questions about. So when you talk about healing incurable diseases, you have to take a step back and look at how you got there. What is the cause? I truly believe every disease is curable except for Down syndrome. Most diseases are caused by leaky gut, which is the source of inflammation, which is the source of most disease, and the source of a compromised immune system. So how do you deal with leaky gut, reduce the inflammation, and strengthen the immune system? My goal is to give people back their own power to heal their body and have their immune system heal itself. And when you talk about mental and emotional issues or disease, you cannot address them without first addressing the physical foundation. Mental and emotional issues are directly linked to a weakened physical state. And this was so evident in my own health. With my own mental and emotional issues, my practitioner said, Sara, we're not going to touch any of this until we physically get you in a stronger state, heal your leaky gut, and get you back on your feet, and the other stuff will follow. And it was like magic. It was so true to me. So when you strengthen your physical foundation, your mental and emotional conditions usually do improve. And we've had many health issues in our own family and many clients with mood disorders that were corrected as soon as their physical strength and immune systems improve. So first, what is causing the mass amount of incurable diseases? Number one, the non-ionizing radiation. So we're going to go through the three biggest things that I believe are causing this mass increase of incurable diseases that we are facing today. I mean, I'm sure you all have noticed that the amount of people suffering from chronic disease has increased significantly. So number one, non-ionizing radiation. 5G and radiation is a huge threat that we're now going to combat on top of everything else. It's causing many of the life-threatening diseases we're facing, such as Alzheimer's, dementia, brain fog, depression, suicide, anxiety, and cancer. Just a few facts. SMART, as in smartphones, smart technology, stands for Secret Military Armaments as residential technology. That is true. So 5G is like a microwavable oven. It's cooking your proteins and other tissues in your body. The iPhone 7, for instance, here we are getting advertisements for the iPhone 11, and I'm just talking about the iPhone 7, emits 8.22 watts, and they claim it's only emitting 1.66. There's proof that DNA damage starts at 0.0224. The FCC is not protecting you, as cell phone carriers are supposed to tell you that you're only to use them at 6 or 30-minute intervals. This is not regulated and is not being done. The microwaves and smart devices have become the new smoking. An estimated $7 trillion will be made through the rollout of 5G and the Internet of Things. And there are over 20,000 health effects from radiation and 5G as they know it. Your brain is exposed to the pulse modulation from the EMFs, and the brain really tries to keep up with that pulse, and it drains the brain, causing hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, ionizing radiation. Just a few weeks ago in Russia, a nuclear rocket went off by mistake and killed a few scientists, and this is accumulating on top of the ionizing radiation from Chernobyl and Fukushima. So common effects from radiation are cancer, DNA damage, heart failure, cardiomyopathy, nosebleeds, headaches, fatigue, reproductive damage, dementia, damaged sperm, cataracts, brain fog, flu-like symptoms. This is all really great news, right? So, and if you're feeling any of this and you don't know why, this might be why. Number three, glyphosate and other toxins in the environment. We are bombarded by the toxins in our food supply and environment, by fluoride, bromide, chlorine. These toxins clog the iodine receptor sites throughout the body because they look like iodine molecules. Bromide is considered one of the 12 deadliest toxins in the world, and it isn't even illegal in Europe, but it is in the US. It's found in bread, Gatorade, Fresca, mattresses, and so much more. Okay, so we're quickly going to go to a short commercial break and be right back with what you can actually do to protect yourself and help cure the incurable diseases linked to the above threats.
Are you wanting to optimize your physical, mental, and emotional health? Visit www.acceleratedhealthproducts.com. Accelerated Health Products to detox, reset, and rebuild your immune system naturally, and to accelerate your body, mind, and spirit with cutting-edge supplements and solutions. Get Sara Banta's personal advice on a protocol just right for you. That's www.acceleratedhealthproducts.com.
Okay, so welcome back. And how can you protect yourself and help cure the incurable? And I have a question about chronic disease as well. So this goes for the chronic disease as well. And what do you do when you have chronic disease? Number one, take back control of the exposure to the EMFs by doing the following. Exchange out your smart meter for the analog reader. Call your energy company and say, I want someone to come out, take my smart meter out, and give me the one without the digital reader. I want the dial. I want to see a dial, an analog dial. Funny story, I had them do my house, and they switched it out for the digital reader, which still is emitting EMFs. So then I called again. I said, I want the analog, and I was very specific. I want the one that has the dial on it. I do not want to see digital numbers. And the man came out and he said, I'm here to put in your smart meter. And I said, no, that's not what I wanted. So he went back, and they're happy to do it. You just need to be very specific. It might be a $15 charge or so, but that is a huge way to protect yourself. Next thing you need to do, turn off your cell phones as much as possible. Get them out of your kids' hands. Get them off really, really limit their screen time. You will see a big difference in the way they're acting, their behavior, their anxiety levels, and your own. We've been doing this in our own family more, and I've seen a big difference in me, and I've seen a big difference in me when I don't do that. I'm on my cell phone too much, and I feel anxious. I feel my fingers tingling. I can feel the radiation. Number 3, hardwire your house. Get EMF protection for all your electronic devices. They sell these little EMF protection devices that you can put on your cell phones and put on your computers and that sort of thing. So start doing that. And lastly, you can invest in a rest shield. This is something I have, and you can find it at Accelerated Health Products. It's not very expensive. It reduces the harmful effects of the electromagnetic pollution from electrical and electronic technologies, such as your cell phone, computers, and wireless networks, television and radio, lights and wires in buildings. You'll notice if when you put it in, you'll sleep better, you'll feel better. It puts you in a 15 to 20 foot radius protection energy bubble that mimics the being on the earth before any of this man-made electromagnetic pollution existed. So it's one way. Now, is it going to protect you 100%? And no, we just have to do everything we can to protect ourselves as much as we can. Okay, number 2, this is a no-brainer. If I was on a deserted island and I could take one supplement, it would be the accelerated silver. And I mentioned this in the very beginning with my son and his leukemia. How accelerated silver works, it is a ultrafine silver hydrosol. It is not colloidal silver. But if you wanted to know what you could use it for, I recommend Googling colloidal silver benefits and what you can use colloidal silver for. And you'll see a lot of things on the internet for what the benefits are. And then just know that accelerated silver does all of those things, which I cannot claim, but it's much more effective. And because of the way it works. And it does help kill all foreign pathogens, unlike antibiotics, which is only effective against bacteria. It helps kill viruses, fungi, and most known pathogens. It strengthens the immune system, detoxifies the blood, and enhances the body's own detoxification mechanisms. It has Scalar technology, which is a proprietary electromagnetic process that electronically pushes the silver into a state where it loses its identity as a traceable element and acts more like a gas than a physical element. And that's where it's different than a colloidal silver or any other silver. We make the water molecule which has the best memory properties that we know of, memorize the signature vibration of the silver we are using. And once the cell is oscillating with the embedded signature, it's eternal in nature. So the silver count is in the solution is very small, so you cannot overdose on it. The proprietary formula allows the silver to bypass the gut barrier for optimal absorption and healing, which no other silver can do. So a supplement, any dietary supplement, is only as good as its absorption. So if you're taking it in and it's destroyed by the gut and the acid in the stomach, then it does you no good. So this formula is able to bypass that gut barrier. And it can also be safely taken long-term for continual health with no known side effects. So question that Raul had was, how long can a person use this silver? I'm speaking of it as forever. You could drink gallons of it and on a daily basis, and it would never build up a residue in your body. I've been taking it for 15 years, 7 times a day. I recommend taking it 4 to 7 times a day if you really want to see more of a therapeutic effect. And if you have a serious disease you're fighting, or if you have a compromised immune system, or if you're just looking for more energy. And I personally see an increase in energy and anti-aging effects when you take it more like 5 to 7 times a day. You take 2 teaspoons at a time, you leave it in your mouth for at least a minute, and then you swallow. Tastes like water, looks like water. Super easy for kids and the elderly to take who have a tough time with some dietary supplements. So it's a no-brainer. And whether you are, eating fast food every day and not exercising, not really taking care of your health, or if you're an Olympic athlete, this supplement is good for everybody and is going to benefit everybody. You cannot say that about many supplements out there. So this is a no-brainer. Again, it's accelerated silver. Number 3 is iodine. And I, of course, would recommend the Acceleradine on Accelerated Health Products website. Many people, as we were talking earlier about EMFs and ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation, part of the problem is most people are deficient in iodine, and the EMFs then attack those receptor sites. So not only are people deficient in iodine in the thyroid, but also in the heart, the ovaries, the breast tissues, the adrenals. So when we're deficient in iodine, toxins from EMFs, chemtrails, radioactive iodine clog the receptor sites meant for iodine. Additionally, the fluoride, the bromide, and the chlorine that are in our environment easily clog these receptor sites, as they are in the halogen family. If you go back to your chemistry class in high school, they're in the same family as iodine. So they look like iodine molecules. So they readily fill those receptor sites in the body if you don't have enough iodine in your body. For instance, diethyl bromine is in chemtrails. Bromine is considered one of the top 12 deadliest chemicals on Earth, and somehow it's still legal in the U.S. It's found in bread, Mountain Dew, Gatorade, Fresca, pesticides on non-organic vegetables, fire retardants on mattresses, car interiors, computers, everything. It's just everywhere. So as it relates to chemtrails, 5G, and all non-ionizing radiation and ionizing radiation, if we don't have enough amount of iodine in our system, our receptor sites will be accepting these toxins and poisons in their place. They'll dumb us down, lower our energy mentally and physically, lower our thyroid and metabolic function. 96% of people are low in iodine, and they're at a risk for many diseases. The most obvious related disease is hypo or hyperthyroidism or Hashimoto's. And I'm sure you know of somebody who has one of those, and it's so prevalent, and it's everywhere. Low iodine is also the number 1 predictor for depression, and the rates of depression has skyrocketed, as you know. So what's more is women with low iodine have 3 times more risk for breast cancer and fibrocystic breasts, as the breast tissue actually carry more iodine receptors than the thyroid. So you're putting yourself at a much higher risk for the female cancers when you're low in iodine. Lastly, the pineal gland in the brain becomes calcified with fluoride when your brain is not sufficient in iodine. As a result, the brain becomes dumbed down and brain fog increases. As you take the iodine to replace the toxins in the brain fog lifts, the mental energy increases, mood improves, and you become more enlightened. Iodine has been called the most important mineral for spiritual life. And you talk about the third eye. Well, that's your pineal gland. And so as you decalcify it, you essentially wake up and the fog lifts and you are much more connected to your higher self. Your mood improves. You feel so much better. Iodine also increases apoptosis, which is the accelerated killing of dying cancer cells and disease cells. Iodine and oxygen are the only two things that can do this. And that's why it's considered an anti-cancerous element. And iodine also makes ATP and energy production occur. So for instance, a person with cancer may have 200 mitochondria in each cell versus a healthy person having 3,000 to 5,000 mitochondria in each cell. So why would you choose acceleradine versus any other iodine? I've been taking iodine for the last 20 years. And I was introduced to acceleradine about a year ago. And it's the day I switched, I felt a huge difference. The absorption rate, it was so much stronger. And I felt it really working in my body. Acceleradine is charged with true scalar energy. This means it's treated with the most balanced and highest frequencies that exist, and it heals at the deepest levels. So with that, it helps fight radiation exposure. It's also radiation free, which a lot of iodines can't say. Seaweed and other iodines come from sources, especially in the ocean, that are heavily radio-contaminated due to Fukushima, unfortunately. So you really have to be careful of where you're getting your iodine from. And acceleradine is a single iodine atom with 100% bioavailability. Most iodines are diatomic molecules, meaning two atoms connected, and it requires the body to use more energy to break it down, which is especially hard if you already have a weak immune system or you're fighting cancer or another incurable disease or chronic disease that is taking down your immune system. It's also allergy free, which a lot of iodines can't say. Some people will come to me and say they can't take iodine because they have an allergy to it. Well, actually, they're allergic to the toxins in their iodine that they've been taking or to the other molecule that is attached, where you're not getting that with acceleradine. It's that one atom, single atom, allergy-free molecule of iodine. And like I mentioned before, it produces apoptosis. So it's the dying of the diseased and cancer cells. Number 4, nuke no more. And this is super exciting because in the beginning, we're talking about the ionizing and non-ionizing threats that we are, nuclear threats that we're fighting, and EMFs. And you think, well, gosh, what do I do about it? Nuke no more. So this is a formula of scalar enhanced, hyper extreme oxygen saturated and hydrogen charged spring water. Now, I know that's very complicated, but what it has is tissue regeneration, sorry about that, and healing frequencies. And it contains antidotal frequencies that neutralize non-ionizing and ionizing radiation from nuclear fallout and smog, radioactive isotopes from X-rays, commercial flying, to the smart meters, the electro pollution, smartphone radiation, and along with all other wireless technology. It's based on an offshoot of Tesla technology. Its hyper extreme oxygen content seems to exponentiate wireless communication to the bodies in between the cells, intracellular, from cell to cell. And what happens is it actually zeroes out the internal radio contamination. A study done in 2012 showed that 100% of the subjects were all extremely radio contaminated, zeroed out with the Nuke No More. And 80% of them did so in less than 21 days. So you really only need 1 to 2 bottles, and then you don't need to take it again unless you're exposed to a high amount of radio contamination again. But you really only need 1 to 2 bottles. It zeroes you out, and you stay zeroed out for at least 2.5 years. That's what's so amazing. And then as you do that, and then you add in your acceleradine on a daily basis to supplement, that's going to just continually kick out the radiation you're exposed to and fill those cells up with the right iodine so the other toxins don't get into those cells. So that's a fantastic combination. And you can actually, if you go on acceleratedhealthproducts.com, you'll see the thyroid and radiation detox bundle, and that includes the silver, the acceleradine, and the Nuke No More, which is a really great small combination to protect yourself from EMFs and the ionizing radiation and help with your thyroid health. Number 5, this is what we were supposed to talk about today with my guest, Chris Burris, and he's going to be coming back on very soon. So it's just a matter of time, but I'm going to speak to it a little bit today, and then we will really dive into it when he's on. The Vital C, the C60. This is, the benefits from C60 are amazing. There's not been one other study ever done on mammals that is this long researching lifespan on a supplement. So this is the longest one. In the rat study researching Vital C, the control group of rats all died with tumors. Those given the Vital C lived 90% longer, and not one of the rat had any tumors upon their death. So all the tumors were gone, and they lived almost double the amount of time. They actually had to kill the last rat because he wouldn't die, and they wanted to finish the study. And not that I'm a proponent of that, but it just shows the power of this supplement. The Vital C is the only version of C60 that is proven safe for human consumption. You'll see a lot of C60 on Amazon and other places, and I've done my research because I've heard about this for years and years and years, but I really wanted to make sure I was only talking about the one that is the best of the best, because that's what I am all about, and wanting to make sure that I only deliver the best information and the best supplements and modalities. Most of the other formulas that you see on the internet are fraudulent, and Vital C neutralizes free radicals, but unlike other antioxidants, it resets itself again and again and again. So it's actually recycling. It is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C, and a lot of diseases are caused by free radicals, and this will help slow down the progression. I've also heard that it's essentially doing the work of CoQ10 and glutathione and the other antioxidants. It's replacing those and doing all of that at once. I know for me, day 1, I slept better. It was so quick to see that just by taking this, and I took it earlier in the day. You don't need to take it at night to help your sleep, but I slept so much better that first night and continually have been. So what are the benefits? This product, like I mentioned before, on all of the products, has not been evaluated by the FDA and is not intended to cure or diagnose disease. And this research studies have been shown to increase lifespan and be anti-tumorous. But I also wanted to mention the other testimonials and an anecdotal feedback from people using Vital C. Like I said, better sleep, and that's for me and for a lot of my clients. Pain relief and arthritis. It has been shown to, and a lot of clients have said that they've seen a huge difference in pain relief and arthritis. It improves joint flexibility, rebuilds cartilage, or helps rebuild cartilage. You have to think about, as I list out all of these benefits, essentially it's turning back the clock. So what are you doing? What is your body like 20 years ago? So that's what we're getting to. Better vision. This is one that is huge. And as I'm 43 and really worried about when am I going to start having to wear glasses, my eyesight's fantastic. And it's even better. So I'm really excited to have you all try this and see what your testimonials are, but it's been shown in a lot of people to reverse macular degeneration and improve eyesight. It's improving hair growth and nails. People are actually reporting hair growth coming in the original color. So gray hair turning salt and pepper, and new hair growth coming in. Also helping mental acuity and dementia and Alzheimer's, all the brain diseases. So it's really fantastic for the brain. It's helping with blood pressure and improving blood flow. It increases libido and improves hormone levels in general. I mean, just think as you age, you lose your libido, you lose your hormones, go down. This is reducing or reversing that, and people have been reporting increase in HGH and human growth hormone and testosterone. So let's see, it reduces inflammation. So in the beginning, we talked about what causes incurable diseases. It's inflammation. It's inflammation and leaky gut, and that's what's compromising the immune system. So it reduces inflammation throughout the body. It can help with nerve health, and people who have reported recovery from nerve damage from accidents, motorcycle accidents, that sort of thing. Their nerves come back. It's the anecdotal improvement with dementia and mental health issues are improved. So let's see what else. Oh, heavy metals. It can help displace heavy metals like mercury and help flush that out. That goes along with everything else we've talked about. All of these supplements that I'm talking about are helping to detoxify the body, and that includes heavy metals. The C60 Vital C is antibacterial and antiviral. So when you are talking about how do you fight disease, you have the silver, the iodine, and the Vital C all being antibacterial, antiviral. You are going at it, your disease from so many different angles and rebuilding that immune system. It has been talked about helping with kidney damage, and this is fun. You can give it to your pets as well. A lot of people have been giving it to their pets and see their dogs and cats turning back into the kittens and puppies that they used to know. It supposedly has been shown to help with type 2 diabetes. I don't know that mechanism or how it would do so, but they are saying that their type 2 diabetes is being reversed and as supports weight loss. So as later on, we're going to talk about insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and weight loss. And my guess is if it's resetting your insulin resistance, then weight loss just occurs as well. It reduces allergies and improves immune function. One question that Erin has is, would we take all of these things at once? I do. I guess I'm wanting to live a long, healthy life and be around for my grandkids and even my great grandkids. So they're not difficult to take, and you can pick and choose. And if you have a specific health issue that you're going after, I am happy to help put together a protocol that is according to your budget and according to what is most important in priority, so that you can then decide what you'd like to do and how far you want to take these supplements. And as I'm talking, all of this goes along with diet and lifestyle as well, but you take one step at a time. And as you start feeling better physically, you'll feel better mentally, and then you'll have more motivation to continue with the process and to better yourself. So if you are someone who has not done anything for their health, do I recommend you jump right in and take all of this stuff? No, that actually scares me when people do that, because then I think they're going to get overwhelmed and not do any of it. And so I would say you start with a couple things that are manageable, and then you add things in as you feel more confident and start feeling better. And how costly are all of these things? I bundle them up on my website to give a discount of the 15% off on the bundles. And also with this show, you get a 20% off coupon on top of the other discounts. So I'll mention that at the end of the show, what that coupon code is. So what would I start with? That's Taylor's question. What would I start with? The silver. The silver is a no-brainer. The silver and the iodine and the Vital C, those are my top 3 things of what I would start with as far as going after boosting your immune system and helping your body heal itself. So that's easy. And like I said at the very beginning, if I were on a deserted island, you would not see me without that accelerated silver. Okay, so on to the next couple of things that in this, your question about how costly are these things, I want to talk about the Keto Detox Bundle and the Gentle Detox Bundle. These are 2 that I offer on my website, bundled of five or six supplements that help heal leaky gut and reduce inflammation. So leaky gut is the cause of most inflammation. And even if you're sitting there saying, well, my gut is fine, I don't have any gut issues, I'm not bloated, I'm not constipated, I don't have diarrhea, none of these issues. But oh gosh, I've got brain fog, or I have pain in my elbow and arthritis. That's all caused by leaky gut. So in one person, it could show up as brain fog. Another person, Alzheimer's or autism or ADHD, and another person, Crohn's disease or some ailments that are related to actually the gut. And what happens with leaky gut is from toxins and carbs and sugar and gluten especially, they rip holes in the lining of your intestines. And as that happens, then when you do eat, even if you're eating that healthy organic kale salad, that food particle is not being broken down like it's supposed to, and it's getting in through the walls of the intestines into the blood, and the body says, oh my gosh, what is this? I don't recognize it. What do I do with it? And it will inflame the body and cause an autoimmune response. So when you're talking about MS or lupus or any of the other autoimmune diseases, they're pretty much caused by leaky gut. So these bundles, the Keto Detox Bundle, the Gentle Detox Bundle, are 5 or 6 supplements that detoxify the body, reset and rebuild the immune system while eliminating systemic inflammation, heal the gut, build the microbiome back up. And when you add the keto supplement, which is the only difference between the Keto Detox Bundle and the Gentle Detox Bundle, the results are accelerated and enhanced. It starves the diseased cells, creates an environment for autophagy, which is the recycling of proteins and killing of cancers and other foreign pathogens. So your body goes into this recycling mode. As you are in a ketogenic state and you're able to squeeze your eating window into a shorter period of time and fast for longer hours and not eat 6 to 7 times a day, your body says, okay, I'm not having to digest food right now. I'm going to go into cleanup mode and turn on my disease killing and cancer killing mechanisms that are going to heal the body. So this costs nothing. So that, and I'll talk about the intermittent fasting in a little bit, but that's where intermittent fasting and the keto diet actually saves you money. So as you're spending money on some of these supplements, you're saving a ton of money on food and some of these, the way of life. So number 7. So if you really truly have an incurable disease or your immune system is really suffering, the AMP coil. This is a PEMF device. It's a modified Tesla coil or bioresonance coil that's uniquely designed, electrical resonant transformer that provides the power to penetrate deeply enough into the body and reach the quantum level of the human cell. At this level, frequencies can shift your core cellular vibration back into balance or neutralize anything that is foreign to the human body. It detects EMFs or biological warfare in the body and rebalances the negative frequencies. It supports physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It has programs on there for positivity, for relaxing, for sleep. It has ways to just boost up your organs or your nutrition. And then through voice analysis, you speak into a tablet, and it gives you biofeedback, and it can tell you if you have parasites or a virus or a bacteria or a lung infection. And then what it does is it creates a personalized quote unquote journey that your body goes through on the machine, and it helps rebalance whatever is out of balance. So people with Lyme disease really love this machine and have seen it working a lot more after they've spent thousands and thousands of dollars with other doctors and other modalities. This is where they've seen their results from. So it's super exciting. It's great for kids, for the elderly, for all ages, because it just is super easy to do. You lay on your couch and you put the device on your stomach and you close your eyes. And each journey is between 30 minutes and an hour or so. It's super relaxing and very effective, and it's priced at a way where you can have it in your home and really take control of your health. They do have a payment plan if you need to do that as well. So anyways, contact me if that's something you're interested in. Lastly, which we're going to go into more detail after the break, but is intermittent fasting. And like I said, this is a way you're saving money. So when you start with intermittent fasting, it's known to have been mentioned in every religion for thousands of years for a reason. It creates an environment in your body where it starves out the bad cells, the cancer cells, and all the disease cells, and recycles the protein in the body and cleans things out. And this process, like I mentioned, is called autophagy. It essentially looks like not eating breakfast and just eating lunch and dinner, for example, so 2 meals a day. This stabilizes your blood sugar, reduces insulin resistance, which is 80% of the United States is suffering from. 80% is either pre-diabetic or diabetic. It's amazing. These numbers have skyrocketed. Insulin resistance causes inflammation in the body and contributes to a cascade of issues disrupting hormonal balance, feeding cancers and disease. Cancer needs sugar to survive, and so do parasites and bacteria. So when those things are, and fungi. So when those things are in your body, they're screaming at you to feed it sugar, 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 because that is what's keeping them alive. So when you cut the sugar out and you intermittent fast, you're starving those things. It causes obesity, putting pressure on the immune system, and so much more. And as the body's trying to deal with the insulin resistance, it's unable to do what it really wants to do and fight off disease. So if somebody had cancer, I personally would tell them to do a 3 to 5 day fast. No eating, where they're just doing water and electrolytes and salt. Salt is really important when you are on a ketogenic diet or fasting, because your body and your kidneys let go of sodium, and so you need that salt to keep hydrated and for the proper minerals. And a side note, you need the right kind of salt. You need Himalayan salt, or on my website, I have accelerated ancient salt, which is radiation-free, scalar charged salt that is from the Andes Mountains and the Himalayas and the pristine waters of Utah. So it's radiation-free, and it's charged with scalar technology. So it takes the healing process and the detox process so much higher with that. But even just Himalayan salt's fine. You don't want the table salt. That's full of plastics and just junk. It's not real. It's not clean. It's not good for your body. So that's just a side note. Okay, so Number 9, I would introduce the ketogenic diet. And being on the ketogenic diet makes intermittent fasting much easier. You can use what are called exogenous ketones. And if you go on my website, you'll see a keto supplement where it puts your body into ketosis for 30 minutes. It makes it so that you're immediately in fat burning mode and your body's not looking for sugar or carbs from the outside sources to fuel itself. And so it uses its own fat stores for fuel and is essentially quote unquote snacking all day long, but on your fat stores, not on the food that you're taking in. If you were to try to switch to a ketogenic diet, which is a low carb, keeping your carbs under 20 grams a day, higher fat and moderate protein diet, if you try to switch to that from the standard American diet, you will suffer for a week to 2 weeks, depending on how insulin resistant you are to, and you will feel very lethargic, have some headaches, and go through some symptoms. If you do the supplement, it kicks you right into ketosis within 30 minutes, and you feel great while your body is keto adapting, so adapting to that ketogenic diet. You're getting the benefit of being in ketosis with that supplement. Is it something you need to take forever? No. Do some people take it every day? Yes. Personally, I love it because it just gives me that amazing physical and mental energy that my brain is so clear. I can think straight. I am focused. And one thing I haven't mentioned to you guys is that I was in a car accident in 2015 and had some, I think I did have a concussion, but I definitely suffered from anxiety and depression and memory loss. And coincidentally, that's when I was introduced to the ketogenic supplement, the exogenous ketones, and it really brought my brain back. My brain works better today than it did in my college days at Stanford. So I am super grateful for learning about the ketogenic diet and the keto supplement. It's been amazing. So I was personally, and in addition to all that, totally addicted to sugar. So now it's with the supplement, it kills those cravings completely. And people always say, Sarah, I can't go to 2 meals a day. I'm so addicted to sugar. I had one lady saying she eats 15 apples a day, and the cravings are gone. They just go away. So it's amazing with how you can do that. So we want to go to a short commercial break and be right back for the last few facts of intermittent fasting.
Are you wanting to optimize your physical, mental, and emotional health? Visit www.acceleratedhealthproducts.com. Accelerated Health Products to detox, reset, and rebuild your immune system naturally, and to accelerate your body, mind, and spirit with cutting-edge supplements and solutions. Get Sara Banta's personal advice on a protocol just right for you. That's www.acceleratedhealthproducts.com.
Welcome back, and I just want to touch a little bit more on the intermittent fasting and the ketogenic diet and how it looks and how I would incorporate it. And so what you do is when you wake up, and we were all told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and that's not true. Your body just needs fuel at some point during the day, especially when your blood sugar is stable, and it actually gets energy from hydration. So you need to make sure you're hydrated completely. And I recommend the Oxalate, which is in the Gentle Detox bundle and the Keto Detox bundle. And a lot of you are asking, what do you start with? That is what I would start with, is one of those bundles to really get you going. And with the Oxalate, that's hydrating you with the minerals, the vitamins, the electrolytes, and to keep you going. But as long as you're getting your nutrients in at some point of the day, you're totally fine. You do not need to have breakfast. In fact, as you finish dinner, say at 7 o'clock at night, and you don't eat breakfast, and you have your keto shake in the morning, which doesn't count and kicks you into that ketosis, then you're increasing that autophagy, increasing that intermittent fasting period, and your body is going to work to cleaning up. Okay, so at the last few moments, and we have lots of questions, which I would love to get to next week. And feel free to email me, Sara at accelerated.healthproducts.com with your questions if I wasn't able to answer them today. I'm happy to help put you on a protocol or tell you what to start with, and I'm here to help. As we go forward, I just want to mention that next week we are going to have a really exciting guest, Justin Lau from Perfect Keto, where we are going to talk all things keto. He's an amazing resource, and we're going to get into the depths of the keto diet and the benefits. And you can find many of the supplements and all the informational videos on my website, acceleratedhealthproducts.com. Use coupon W4HC20, W4HC20 for 20% off site-wide supplements, including the MyVital C and all the silver and everything else. Thanks again for joining us here on Accelerated Health Products. And I'm sure you hear my dog Nova in the background. She wanted to speak up at the last few minutes. And we will see you next week. Thanks again for joining us here on Accelerated Health Radio. And remember to email me with your questions. All right. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for joining us today on W4HC Radio for Accelerated Health Radio with Sara Banta. Make sure to tune in every week at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to uncover your highest potential through natural and innovative wellness modalities.